All right, welcome to Pilates Fundamentals. So in this workout, we're gonna cover the basis of Pilates, some of the breathing techniques, how to find your neutral spine, and the techniques that you'll need in order to do Pilates correctly. So we're gonna start on our mats and establishing our neutral spine position. So if you put your fingertips on your pelvis, almost in a triangle, so your thumbs are together and your fingertips are together. So we're gonna put that right on our pelvis. So the knees and hips are directly in line with each other. We're just gonna rest here, hands are resting on top. And your neck is nice and long, your chin is softly tucked in, and the back of your head is pressing on the ground. Hands are rested here, and we're gonna tilt our pelvis from front to back. So we're tilting it forward and back. So imagining that there's a cup of soup on your pelvis and you're trying to tilt the soup forward and back without spilling it. Tilting forward and back. This is grounding your back and coming into a neutral spine. So everything is grounding on the mat. We're bringing the pelvis up and back. So we're pressing the tailbone down as we roll the hips forward. And then we're rolling back. The hips come up slightly, just a small movement here. Tilting the soup back and forth. The abdominals get pulled in when you tilt the soup forward. Keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And keep rolling those hips forward and back. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our side. And now just sliding your fingertips underneath your low back. So there should be a nice small curve. This is a nice natural curve in your spine here. This is your neutral spine. So this is the position we want to maintain, or an imprint. We don't want to come into too much of a flexion. So this neutral spine position here is ideal for all the Pilates work that we are doing. In this natural alignment, your ribs will be hugged in as well. We're going to put our hands next to our side here and just notice our spine and our neck is nice and long here. This is our natural and neutral alignment. So from here, we want to make sure that our abdominals and our powerhouse are engaged. So this is your upper and lower abs, your internal and external obliques. We call it a powerhouse in Pilates, or your core. From here, imagining your navel, there's a string that is pulling towards the mat here. So holding here and just noticing when you engage the abdominals, the belly button comes towards the spine. And imagining you're zipping up a nice tight pair of jeans here and engaging the abdominals and pulling them away as you zip all the way up. Holding here and imagining that you're lifting your pelvic floor up. So this is engaging your pelvic floor, almost like feeling like you're going to the bathroom. So holding here, nice and tight, the abdominals are engaged, the belly button is scooped in towards the spine, and your powerhouse is turned on. So with everything engaged, holding here, the abdominals are engaged, we're gonna wrap our hands around our ribs and envisioning your breath. So when we inhale, our ribs are going to expand and our fingertips are going to slide apart. As we exhale, our ribs are coming in and our fingertips are coming back together. This is lateral breathing here. So inhale, feeling the chest open, the ribs expand and the fingertips pull apart. And exhale, those fingertips come back together. again, inhale, open that chest, those ribs expand, and exhale. So while you're doing this, the whole time the abdominals are still engaged. Belly button is reaching towards the spine, your pelvis is balanced, and you're not putting any tension in your neck or your shoulders. So everything in your powerhouse and your core is engaged here. So keep inhaling and exhaling, feeling the breath move throughout the rib cage here. And exhale. And when you exhale, we want to exhale as if we're breathing through a straw. So it's a small controlled breath as the exhale to make sure that the abdominals are still scooped in as we exhale. So from here, maintaining that core connection, hands come behind our head. So interlace the fingertips, those elbows are wide, just lifted about an inch or two off of the mat. Keeping your neck long and your elbows wide, we're gonna exhale and we're gonna curl up, maintaining a stable pelvis. Our abdominals are engaged in a neutral spine. And we're gonna inhale and lower the head down. And again, exhale up. Hold here. Keep that neck long and inhale back down. Keep going, curl up. Belly button is rooted towards the spine here, curling up. Few more times here, drop that head down, articulate all the way down, and exhale up. So we're exhaling as we go up and inhaling on the way down. Exhaling, bringing our abdominals in closer, belly button to spine, ribs are glued down towards the mat, curl up, and twist. This time twisting, so we're trying to reach our opposite elbow towards the other side of the mat, but at the same time our gaze is coming over towards the other elbow. So trying to keep that chest lifted, come back to center and reach over towards the other side, keeping those elbows nice and wide, keeping that chest open, elbows are wide, and we're gonna come back to center here. Exhale as you twist, chest stays open. Inhaling, back to center, and twisting over to the other side. So making sure the belly button is reaching to the spine. We're in a neutral position. Keep twisting from right to left here. Small and controlled movements, and lower the head back down. So keep working with the abdominals here. Hands just come resting at our sides. We are going to lift our head. If you do have any strain in the neck and you'd like to keep your head on the mat, you can this whole time, not a problem. So we want to make sure that we are keeping a neutral spine this whole time as well. The ribs are in, the abdominals are engaged, our head is nice and long here. So staying in this nice neutral position the whole time. So we're gonna come up and reach our hands behind our thighs here. So we're gonna curl up, reaching our hands behind our thighs. So our head is on top of our body. So we wanna make sure our head isn't leaning too far back to strain the neck. So we're curling up here. So gaze stays in between our thighs, almost like there's an orange between your chin and your chest. So try to keep a space in between there. So we're reaching those hands and we're curling up. So our abdominals are engaged here. Feel that deep connection of the abdominals. Keep holding here. And we want to make sure that we're reaching as far forward as we can, reaching those hands towards our feet. So those arms are reaching towards our feet, and we're going to come into the Pilates 100. So keep those feet on the ground to begin, and we're just going to pump those arms. So the way this works is we're pumping our arms up and down. So we're inhaling for the count of 5 and we're exhaling for the count of 5. So we're inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. All the while our gaze is in between our thighs, our abdominals are engaged, and we're breathing through that small straw. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep pumping the arms. The arms are engaged, the chest is open. There's still a small gap between our chin and our chest here. Keep pumping the arms. Awesome job. Keep going. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going here. Awesome job. Keep that head lifted or lowered if you need to, not a problem. Use the breath here and use the arms. You're almost done. Inhaling and exhaling. Hold and lower down and drop those hands down. Give yourself a moment and a deep breath here. Awesome job. So from here, we're gonna roll ourselves up. Let's just sit on our sit bones here and we're gonna work on the roll down. So this is working into the roll up, and this exercise really gets into the abdominals, deep abdominal work here. So the spine is nice and long here. Hands are just gonna stay behind our thighs, but our elbows are gonna stay wide and our chest is gonna stay open. So opening the chest, inhaling here. And on the exhale, we're gonna articulate our spine and curl back. So each vertebrae is coming all the way down to the mat. Hold here and keep going as far as you can, keeping those hands behind the thighs. Trying to keep our heels rooted on the mat. We're rolling all the way back down to the mat. The hands come back here. Drop that head down. And on the next exhale, we're gonna come back up. So hands are still behind our thighs, and we're gonna use those hands to curl ourselves up and bring ourselves all the way back up, stacking the spine over, folding over, and exhaling, rolling back down. So each vertebrae of the spine here is touching the mat all the way down as we drop the head, and exhale, curling all the way back up. So we want to get length of the spine here. As we exhale, we curl. Abdominals are scooped in, belly button to spine here. Elbows are wide and lower all the way back down. Few more like this. Curl up. Use those hands to bring you all the way back up. And exhale all the way back down. So we're trying to find the spine in every position here as we lower ourselves all the way back to the mat. Curl yourself up, elbows wide, and curl yourself back down. Awesome job. And again, curl up, rolling yourself up each vertebrae, massaging out that spine on the way down. Stacking the spine nice and tall here. And we're gonna roll all the way back down towards the back of the mat here. So a full roll down, exhale as we roll all the way down, dropping the head down. So from here, we just want to come back into that neutral spine here. So the abdominals are engaged. There's a little space between the lower back and the mat. And we're going to bring those knees in a bit closer. So we want to root our upper body on the mat. So our shoulder blades, our forearms, everything is rooted for the upper body because we're going to work on the single leg circles. So keeping those heels a little bit closer to your bum. The leg circles are good for stability, core stability, as well as a little bit of balance. So it's going to work your whole lower body here. So keeping that neck nice and long and the upper body rooted on the mat, we're just gonna lift one of our legs up towards the sky. So keep the weight in the right foot. The right knee is gonna stay bent, and we're gonna lift the left leg up towards the sky. So the left leg is lifted, pointing that toe nice and high here. We're just gonna keep it lifted, and we're gonna do some circles with the leg. So this might be a small range of motion for you, but we're gonna turn the heel in towards the midline of the body here. So this is the way the femur's natural alignment. So the heel is tilted slightly inwards, and the toe is gonna stay pointed. So just noticing your alignment here. We want to make sure that the hips are nice and stable. And then we're going to drop that foot in towards the center line of the body. And drop it down towards the mat. Exhale, up and around, back to center. So the whole time that you're circling the leg, the heel is pointing inwards, and the hips are rooted directly on the mat. So this is a bit of a challenge with stability of the hips, so you might want to do smaller circles here, but we want to make sure that our powerhouse is engaged. Sorry, we'll switch directions. Keep going up and around, exhaling over, using the breath here. Ribs are pulling down. Flex that foot. Hold here. We'll do a few more. Opening that hip back down. Toe comes down, and flex that foot right back up. Just noticing as you are moving the leg around that both of the hips stay rooted on the mat. So we'll do this a couple more times, circling that leg, down, up, and around. Awesome job. Bend that knee and bring it back down to the mat, and we'll lift the right leg up. Flex that foot. So we're gonna bring that heel into the midline of the body, and we're gonna drop that leg over to the right side, down and around. Awesome. So the upper body is rooted. We're in a neutral spine. The abdominals are engaged. The ribs are pulled in. We're dropping that leg down, up and around, switching directions. Stable pelvis here. Keep going. Drop that leg down, up and around. Awesome job. Hold here. Keep those hips nice and stable, and drop that knee down, drop that leg down. Awesome job. So we're gonna do a couple of the ab series in the famous abs 5. So this one is the single leg stretch. So we're gonna bend that right knee, and we're gonna curl ourselves up. So our right hand is on top of our right ankle, our left hand is on top of the left knee. So you can leave the head drop down for now, but we want to make sure here the outside hand is on the outside ankle, the left hand is on the knee. And from here, we want to push our shin and I guess our ankle in towards our hand here. So we're engaging the arms and we're engaging the leg, which is also engaging the powerhouse here. So from here, pushing down, we want to curl ourselves up. So using the force of the arms to curl ourselves up. So our forehead's reaching towards our knee here. We're pushing down and we're reaching. Our gaze is coming in between the thighs here, and we're gonna switch. So just a small movement here from right to left, but we wanna make sure that we're pulling that knee in as we pull our chest up. Curling up, staying on top of the shoulder blades the whole time. Inhaling and exhale as you pull the knee in towards the chest. Pull and switch from left to right. Nice and slow and controlled here. Pelvis is staying nice and neutral. Pulling that leg in. Knee comes in. Staying on top of the shoulder blades. Awesome job. Drop that head down, lower the head. And just take a deep inhale and exhale. Bringing those knees in, we'll give ourselves a big hug. And we're gonna work into the double leg stretch here. So similar to before, we wanna keep those knees in towards our chest, but we're gonna be bringing our elbows out towards the outsides, and we're pressing our shins on top of our fingers, and we're gonna reach our arms and legs out and bring them back in. So when we bring the arms out and our legs out, we are keeping the abdominals engaged and very stable on the mat here. So we reach the arms and we reach the legs at the same time, and then we bring them back together. This is also called around the world. Reach and pull back in. Reach those arms and legs and in. So the lower the legs come here, the harder the abdominals will have to work. But we're trying to use resistance in Pilates here. We use resistance as each movement, almost like you're moving through quicksand or cement, as we reach the arms out and we pull them back in. Awesome job. Keep going. Reach and pull. Bring those knees in nice and close and give yourself a big hug. That is the last exercise in the Pilates fundamental workout. Thanks so much for joining. We'll see you next time.